read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Daniel Rowe claims his ex used his credit card rewards to purchase an airline ticket to see an old flame. Lena Silva says Mr. Rowe put her name on his account, so using the points seemed okay, and she doesn't owe anything.
I see I have Daniel Rowe here as my plaintiff and Lena Silva as my defendant. Mr. Rowe, you are suing Ms. Silva for $686 under a conversion claim. Talk to me about what brings you to court, sir.
I'm suing my ex-girlfriend, Lena, for $686 because of her taking the funds out of the credit card rewards bank. And upon asking her for the return of that, she declined.
So was this one of those situations where you kind of add on like a designee and she's really still using your line of credit?
That is correct.
Okay. And this was done why?
About 6 months into our relationship, she divulged some information that she had trouble in the past with her credit. She gained my respect by opening up to me, and I thought that was a positive move in our relationship. So on the flip side of that, I wanted to help her out.
Good.
But only under the circumstance that she wanted me to do so. So we had the conversation, and I asked, how about if I put you on my credit card? I have great credit, and I will help you to regain your credit.
Okay. I'm curious, Mr. Rowe, did you see a long-term play here with Ms. Silva where eventually maybe you two would maybe get married or move in together and really build a financial life together?
I did, Your Honor. I was hopeful in the relationship, absolutely.
Let me get to you, Ms. Silva. He's describing something that frankly sounds quite noble. Was this how you interpreted it?
Yes, Your Honor. I was really happy when he offered. Also, that would help him to have more miles. So in that sense...
I mean, yeah, a little bit. But I do think you would agree he was certainly taking on more risk than you in the scenario.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I was very appreciative when I met Daniel. But little by little, I realized that it was within a box. So, for example, I was allowed to use the credit card to buy clothes only if he approved the clothes I was buying. I was allowed to use the credit card to go to the gym so I could stay in shape, he said. I was allowed to use it to buy a phone so I could reach him.
You felt like he was getting a little controlling.
He was getting a little controlling, and even like when I wanted to buy certain food, he would deny it because it wasn't good for me to stay in shape.
Oh. Yes. Is that true, Mr. Rowe? Were you the health police?
Not exactly, Your Honor. Lena and I have a history of being athletic. So it was a passion of both of ours to look good.
Fair enough, but if the lady wants some french fries, it sounds like you're saying that she was prohibited under your watchful eye. That does sound a bit controlling, don't you agree?
Not necessarily. For her well-being, I didn't think so.
Okay, I see where this is going. All right, Mr. Rowe, let's get to this $686. So you allow her to be an authorized user, I believe is what it's called, on your credit card.
Well, until it was in August, so I felt some distance. As any man would wonder, what is the issue? Is it something I did? Is it, what
is it something you said?
Something I said, perhaps. So she assured me everything is fine. 2 months later, in October, when I looked at my rewards point card, I had noticed that there was money missing.
But this was a charge that you were not aware of?
I was not at all aware of it at all.
And do you have evidence so that
yes,
I can see?
do, Your Honor.
Give your whole folder, please, to my bailiff. That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the credit card statement. I do see that the points were redeemed and the value of the points. Looks like you bought a ticket, ma'am?
Yes.
You bought what, an airline ticket?
Yes.
For the amount of $686. And where was this ticket to?
To Miami to meet an old friend.
What kind of friend, ma'am?
We did date in the past.
So this was an ex-boyfriend, ma'am?
We were not ex-boyfriends. It was someone that we went on a few dates. We had a strong connection, but I always thought that he was potentially homosexual. So
okay.
It didn't go forward. We stayed.
So you were never intimate with this man?
No.
Okay.
And we had a strong connection, and then we reconnected over Facebook, and I was telling him about my new relationship, and he was like, ooh, red flags. This man looks like he's controlling you, and I'm the daughter of a narcissist. So I've lived with that for a long time. And sometimes it's hard to articulate what you're going through.
Okay.
And I really felt that I had to get away to be able to see things clearly. Thank you.
Okay. So you wanted some space so you could evaluate the relationship.
Exactly.
Okay.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
At that point, Your Honor, I was okay with the breakup, but I wasn't okay with the betrayal of our agreement.
And later,
The bamboo that's growing in his yard has gone crazy and has gone into my yard and destroyed my patio.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Daniel Rowe, who blames Lena Silva for using his credit card reward points.
Okay, how did that feel, Mr. Rowe? Were you surprised?
I felt the distance 2 months prior to that. And I asked on a continuous basis, what is the problem?
Well,
And
we're seeing what the problem is. She's telling you, sir. She's with tears in her eyes. She felt that you might be manipulating and controlling her in a way that she has trauma around.
at that point, Your Honor, I was okay with the breakup, but I wasn't okay with the betrayal of our agreement. I thought we were close enough that she could come to me, even if she was unhappy, to say, listen, I'm not happy in the relationship right now. I need space. Give me time to go visit a friend that, an old friend from Miami. I would have been okay with that.
Oh, okay. It's sounding dangerously close, like she's only allowed to do what you permit her to do. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes. I never had a voice in this relationship.
I'm starting to see that. Go ahead.
Yes, and he was telling me that he wanted to take me somewhere for our 2 years anniversary. And I mentioned to him, I'm from Brazil. I know that Miami is a place that looks a lot like...
You culturally...
Yes, and
would accommodate.
he wanted to take me to D.C. because I should see the capital, and I was like, I don't want to go there. I would love...
Yeah, I've been in this kind of relationship before, Ms. Silver. I'm
Yes.
gonna tell you. No, I really have. This type of relationship where one partner, it's not always the man, and it's certainly not always the man who's better off financially, but that's often the case, quite frankly. And really, he exists in his world, and your job is to ascend and assimilate to his world. Mr. Rowe, it's a very dehumanizing and demoralizing feeling. This is why the woman is in tears. Let me get to some more of these facts real quick. I do see some text messages. Mr. Rowe, Lena, I just saw my credit card statement, okay? Why are my miles gone? I used them for the Miami flight. You what? You seriously did that without saying anything? Daniel, calm down. I'm an authorized user. Don't tell me to calm down. Those were my miles. You told me you were saving them to take me on a trip. I helped you build your credit. You controlled everything. This is very triggering, frankly, for me to even read, sir. Very, very controlling. Okay, it does look like you reached out to your credit card company. Is this correct?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
You tried to get the money back.
I did.
Okay, that was not successful, so the miles were non-refundable, but you were able to remove her as an authorized user.
Yes, I did.
The last piece of evidence I'm going to consider before I make my ruling is there's a social media post that you put on your social media page, Ms. Silva?
I did, and that's exactly why, if he was a potential lover or something, why would I do that?
So let's everybody take a look at Ms. Silva's social media post, excuse me. This is a photo of the friend, and the caption says, "Great times catching up with an old friend." Do you see that, Mr. Rowe?
Absolutely, I do. But
Do you have doubts that this was just a friend?
Absolutely.
Let's play it out in your world, since that's where you're comfortable. If this woman was going to be cheating on you with a man clearly she was very involved with and very connected to, including financially, you think she would deceive and manipulate you by taking points off the card you gave her permission to use, sneak down to Miami, go out with this so-called romantic threat, only to post it on social media and make it totally public for everyone to see, and then call him a friend? Is that how it works when someone's trying to cheat, lie, and manipulate?
Sometimes, Your Honor, the most obvious thing in front of you is
Sir,
not true.
Sir, you have a real insecurity. You really do. You have a real insecurity. You have a control problem. You have a paranoia problem. This seems like a very, very kind, tender-hearted young lady who, frankly, is probably, in my respective decision, ma'am, a little bit too traumatized right now to be in this type of relationship. So I think you did the right thing by ending it. I am prepared to make a ruling. This is very sad to me, frankly, because I've seen it too many times, ma'am, where a young lady is being manipulated and controlled by a man in power and position. The court does not appreciate it, but to the legal piece of it, you've not proven your case, sir. She was an authorized user on the card. This court does not find that one $686 purchase, exorbitant, outrageous spending make. Okay, this is a very relatively small use of the card. Outside of anything that you gave her permission because it was in concert with your narrative of who she needed to be. This court wishes you peace and healing, ma'am, and the plaintiff's case is dismissed.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. Plaintiff's case is dismissed.
You have a mental health issue, and it's really serious.
I wish you the best, and I think you need help too. Your impulsivity tendencies got you into this trouble.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
He's saying that this is all your fault, and you are disputing that. Why?
Because I didn't plant the bamboo. It was his brother, the previous owner of the house who I bought it from. And
So wait, his brother owned this house?
yeah.
This is Equal Justice. Jake Vincent claims his neighbor's invasive bamboo harmed his yard and cracked his patio. Bill Emmert says the plaintiff's brother planted the bamboo long before he purchased the home and moved in.
Mr. Vincent, you are suing Mr. Emmert for $7,000. You claim property damage. Tell me what brings you to court, sir.
Well, I'm here because the bamboo that's growing in his yard has gone crazy, and it's gone into my yard and destroyed my patio.
He's saying that this is all your fault, and you are disputing that. Why?
Because I didn't plant the bamboo. It was his brother, the previous owner of the house who I bought it from. And
So wait, his brother owned this house?
Yeah.
And lived next door to, so you lived next door to your brother?
I did.
For how
yes.
many years?
10.
Interesting. I'd love to see what this bamboo looks like. Do you have photo evidence?
I do
sir?
have evidence,
Okay,
yes.
please give your folder to my
It's
bailiff.
mainly of the damage, though.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And these brown patches are here why?
That's caused by the roots of the bamboo, and you can see in the other evidence of my patio, the cracks that are happening in the concrete.
This is what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
So I know initially it doesn't really look like much, but I hired a contractor to repair it because I did try to do this on my own at first, but most of the damage is underneath.
Okay, I also see I am looking here at an invoice in order to do the bamboo removal. That's about $2,100.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the bamboo he's talking about?
yeah,
Okay.
his brother had planted it. That's where it came from.
Is it true, sir, that your brother actually planted this plant?
He did. Yeah, he put it in his yard.
Okay.
He mentioned it to me. I don't know much about bamboo, or at the time I didn't, so I was like, hey, cool.
No
That
problem.
sounds fun.
This is why I don't understand why I'm here and not his
Until
brother.
it became a problem. Well, it sounds like it's a problem.
It all did happen after when he moved in, so I can't just go back and...
I mean, sure, the actual effect happened when he moved in, but it seems like certainly this has been 9-10 years in the making.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
If you research bamboo, which I end up having to do, you find out that it is this invasive and it does grow rapidly.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Jake Vincent and Bill Emmert over damage from invasive bamboo.
Due diligence suggests that one should make a good faith effort, right, to inquire about, educate themselves, and learn about all existing conditions that may or may not be a problem at a later point. But it sounds like you identified that the bamboo existed on the property. You knew it was there.
Yeah.
You also knew it was there, obviously, because you were there when your brother planted it.
Yeah.
It was not a problem at the time of inspection.
Right.
So one could argue, hear me out, Mr. Vincent, that due diligence was indeed done, and nobody, not you, and certainly not the new kid on the scene, so to speak, to this property. You've been on this property for 10 years, so you kind of know the situation of the landscape, pardon the pun. He's the new person, and he actually did have some acknowledgement, some questions, and some concerns, which really were not problematic at the time.
Yes, at the time, but I think if you research bamboo, which I end up having to do, you find out that it is this invasive and it does grow rapidly. So I think when you buy a property and you know, oh, I got bamboo on my yard, you know, what does that do?
So now let's shift the burden, though, Mr. Vincent. Perhaps the due diligence should have been done on your part when your brother came to you some 10 years ago saying, I want to plant this bamboo. That might have been the time for you to get pretty curious about what that might mean for your property.
Yes, I think that is possible. I mean, yeah. But I feel like if you're doing something to your house, you do the research. You should tell me that it's an invasive thing. You know, I'm not planting bamboo in my yard.
I understand that. You're correct. But you did have awareness that the bamboo was coming, right? So
yeah.
If I live next door to Elijah, and Elijah tells me, this is my next door neighbor, Judge Eboni, you know, I'm thinking about planting some poison ivy. What do you think about it? Sounds good, but you know what? Since you are my next door neighbor, let me go do a little research on that.
Judge Ebony's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Whether it was you or your brother, neither one of you two, sounds like, did enough due diligence to understand the impact, consequences, and repercussions of bamboo. By the way, I'm familiar with what bamboo is. I didn't know it could cause such a ruckus. My goodness. Neither one of you two, thank you, sir, you or your brother did any real due diligence about the long-term consequences of what bamboo planting could cause. This guy shows up. You acknowledge you had awareness that the bamboo already existed. It wasn't a problem until it became a problem. How can I hold this man to a higher standard of duty and care around the property, which was your brother's for much longer than it's been his, or your property that I hold you and your brother to? The answer is I can't. So therefore, you know what it is, Mr. Vincent? I am prepared to make a ruling here. This is unfortunate. Sounds like you have both spent an exorbitant amount of money all over bamboo. Who knew? But I'm not going to hold this man to a higher standard of duty or care than you or your brother. Therefore, the plaintiff's case is dismissed in full. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Any final thoughts, sir?
I think it went as well as it could have gone. Maybe next time he'll bring his brother in here.
I have to respect the judge's decision. I disagree, but here we are.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please grab your belongings, follow me.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.